Hello everyone, good evening. Apologies, late start, 8:30 on a Wednesday. Could get fired from this if I'm not careful. But cheers anyway, a nice bit of sparkling water. So, while I'm talking to myself, I shall mention what I've been doing this week. So, hello Sarah. Saturday went off to Bristol. Sunday in-car coaching, which was always a great lesson. Really enjoy the training when doing in-car coaching. Evening Sarah. Yeah, apologies for my 30-minute lateness. Turned into Dad's taxi tonight. James, Paul, Karen, Billy, hiya. Sheila, I thought you were watching MasterChef or something. Hiya, Di. Anyway, what I do? Oh, hang on. I've got to get I'm on to in-car coaching Sunday. Monday, BTEC level 4, final module in Bristol. So I had to say goodbye to a few people. And hiya, Karen. Then Tuesday, fantastic meeting, Cranfield University, with driver metrics. Oh, Sheila got the date wrong for Celebrity MasterChef. Oh dear. What day is it today? Wednesday. Must be Wednesday. It's Facebook Live. PDI training today. Really interesting session. Jim Cole, just for you, mate. Okay. You know I love you. Yeah, really interesting, training for the new part 3. Very, very interested. And so I'll start now. We've got a few in. Good. I want to talk about client-centered learning because it's all about really the way adults learn. So I had time to think about it. Evening, Dean, while I was sitting in Prezzo's having a cup of coffee. So, client-centered learning, what we should be doing, we should be helping identify the client's needs. So this, I suppose you can do tip number 1. I'm not going to count. I think there's at least 12. And when we identify their client's needs, we're going to then help them set goals. From all the way from Portugal. Good evening, Mark. Hola. So what, there is a greeting in Portuguese. I'll remember it in a moment. It'll come to me. Then what you should do, if you've sorted out the needs and the goals, is organise that learning. Organise the learning that you're going to give in relation to the client's needs. And then during that period of learning, you want to create opportunities that are going to help clients make decisions. Because if you think about your driving, it's all about their decision making. Yeah, helping them make decisions will be really, really useful. And that's got to start on lesson 1. Martin Bailey, good evening to you. And I suppose to do that, we should be encouraging self-evaluation, encouraging self-evaluation techniques. Now, a little plug, if you want to know more about self-evaluation techniques, then you should have been on Module 4 of the BTEC Level 4 in Professional Awarding Coaching for Driver Development, and then you'd have some. But on a serious note, to help that decision making, we can use Q&A to pose problems, so we can set up scenarios that will help them solve their problems. Because if you think about it, passing the driving test, lots of people fail their driving test because they can't problem solve the situation they haven't met, they haven't had the experience. But if they gain experience in problem solving, then when they meet that new experience, they're able to work it out. And this is where self-evaluation comes in. So along with that, we need to create an atmosphere that encourages reflection. Oh, what's wrong with you North London boys? Eh? I'm coming back up there to sort you out, Steve Cox coys. Huh. We shall see. Yeah. Yeah, so we should create an atmosphere that encourages reflection. So I hope you're reflecting on that, Stephen. Yeah. Hello, Terry. Is it Tina? Hello, Tina Plummer. Yeah. So what we're going to do is, I suppose, it's self-concept. That's what we're looking at. Moving from being teacher dependent so that your client is able to self-direct their own learning. What this does, yeah, is it creates responsibility. And that's what we're trying to do, isn't it? Create responsibility for the individual. I suppose ways of doing that. We can use experiments, let them discover. And also, you know, when people get it wrong or in what they're doing, we must have a bit of empathy for what's going on. Good evening, Mr. Moss. And I suppose us, in our toolbox, shall we say, we should have a different range of choices and options to help learning. Do you know what they are? Have you got loads and loads and loads? Because this gives variety to the client. Robert Conway, well done, sir. Okay, well, I've been promoted. And I suppose the other thing with client-centered learning and adults learning is we need to decrease the dependency on you, the instructor. Because the bottom line, and at the end of the day, is they have to take responsibility for their own learning. They have to take responsibility for their decisions. Your job is to give them that. But obviously you need to facilitate it, because sometimes you can't go, boof, here it is, have it all. So you've got to work that out. How do you work this out? Can you give it to them in bite-sized chunks? And also, if you're client-centered, you should help your clients discover resources and resources they can use when they're not with you. So, let me think. I know, excuse me. I'm just having a thought. Just thinking about the client. Remembering that what the client brings with them. The client, especially because they're adults, all right, some of them might only be 17, but it's the way adults, we're giving them that responsibility because they're going to be adults driving a car. So we've got to treat them no longer as children, no longer just pouring that information in. The client already comes with experience and should actually be eager to learn. And they should be motivated to learn. And what we've got to try to give them is real life situations for them to learn in. Because, you know, when we go back to that beginning and we're setting the goals,